Alright guys, so I just realized I've never really done a walk around video of my Moomba Max, and so yeah, I figured this would be a good time to do one. I'll also kind of talk about the 2021s that are coming out and what the differences are between my 2019, because they have made some changes and some of them are really nice. First off, obviously you can see from many of my videos I went with the ultra blue flake, which try to get that focused on there. Yeah, so this is 2019 Moomba Max, and yeah, like I said, I went with the ultra blue. This is all custom build, wasn't a dealer stock or anything. Went with the white rub rail, white top, and white hull. I just think that went really makes it pop out in the water. A lot of people go with the black rub rail, and I just wanted something a little bit different. Sorry if it's a little dark in here. Let me try to open that up a little bit. Yeah, so went with the chrome logo just because I think it ties in with the you know, I just figured black would look kind of too dark and out of place against all these kind of bright poppy colors. I did have my dealer work with Boatmate Trailer to hook me up with some wheels that come a little bit different than what you get from the factory. These do have the vault hubs on them. There you go, vault hubs. And so yeah, give a little walk around of the boat. Excuse the mess in here. We just got back from the lake yesterday, so haven't had time to really clean anything up, and that's also why I came here today, because we got caught in a rainstorm. And normally, even inside my enclosed trailer, enclosed storage, come on, focus. Boy, it's having a hard time in here. Let me see if I can't manually focus this a little bit. There we go. But yeah, we got caught in a rainstorm yesterday, so I keep my cover and my swim deck cover in this tub whenever I go to the lake. And this is a sweet little board. It's called the Big Easy, and it's made by Connolly, and it's a 5'6" board and a lot of volume. We're actually kind of hard to get up. Big old huge massive fin on there. Bump up the ISO. There we go. That way it won't be quite as dark. And so yeah, we got tubes, you know, surf rope, extra life jackets, all that good stuff. And you know, I got 2 boxes of extra life jackets and stuff for folks. But anyways, enough of the stuff there. Let's do a little walkthrough of the boat itself. Take off my shoes here, put my phone up. This is one thing I do recommend if you get a Moomba Max and you get one built. Definitely be sure you get the trailer steps, because if you don't, man, such a tall boat coming up from here, you really need them. So ooh, that's bright. So yeah, let me just kind of go through everything. Like I said, full custom build, so I wanted something really kind of clean and you know, kind of a timeless look. I didn't want anything really gaudy, or you know, I was thinking about maybe doing Pacific blue on these, but I'm glad I didn't, because it doesn't quite match the ultra blue, and it doesn't look bad for folks that have the Pacific blue with ultra blue. It doesn't look bad. It just I wanted something, you know, a little bit more understated on the inside and a bit cleaner. So that being said, this is the massively deep storage you get. Let's crank up the ISO so you can see all down in there. I've got the weight maker bags and everything, but you see I've got some bumpers, big old huge bumpers that I keep inflated. Those are the XL bumpers, and I've got several of these awesome floats. These are great to have, by the way. I think they're gale force floats. Over here in this locker I keep my filler cushion. Also optioned it with a filler cushion, because I mean, what kind of, you know, you don't get a boat like this without a filler cushion, in my opinion. So yeah, I keep it down there whenever the boat is stored. Obviously, whenever it is being in use, we use it. So yeah, let's climb on in here. So last year they added a nice little kind of a step pad through here and a step pad down on onto that seat right there, so you really don't have to walk all the way to cushions. It's not a true like walk through, but it definitely keeps you from having to walk on top of these cushions. So yeah, back on the interior, I don't know if you can tell, I'll try to maybe underexpose this so you can kind of see. It's gonna be hard to focus on that. There you go. You can see this is, I think they call it the Diamante, or I can't remember the names of this stuff and anything, but it's a nice little textured, rich kind of feel to it. It feels really nice. I think they changed that in 2019. I think it's still the same today. For 2019, another thing that they did, or I should say 2020s. Come on, focus. Was they changed up the interior, so on the back here, it's a little bit different profile and a little bit different seam cuts for your material. Looks pretty good either way. You can get a slide out. These come standard. Whew. So you get the slide out bench seat right there. I don't have the rear back seats just because I honestly didn't care to get them. We don't really use the slide out too much, but it's nice. It's a nice option to have. Oh, no wonder I couldn't get that in there. So yeah, that's the slide out. You just kind of lift up and then slide it along the tracks. So that is the V-drive access, in case you don't know or wanted to know on these boats. It's just like a little access panels. You can kind of check to make sure things are down in there. So there's your V-drive access. You can you know, and check and inspect things, make sure everything's looking good. The bilge pump is down in there and all that good stuff. You just kind of twist this and latches in place. Under here, sorry I keep having just exposure, but you kind of pretty much need to with this wide interior. This is a massively deep engine compartment, engine tray, whatever you want to call it. This is my slide box anchor. I keep an extra ballast pump in here in case I want to bring another ballast, or if I have any kind of issue with my bilge pump. Some extra fenders, pump accessories, some extra ropes, just general stuff. And then whenever I'm done surfing, I throw my life jacket in here, or my daughter's float. Anything wet kind of goes inside of there. Wet sound speakers. You get 4 speakers in the cockpit, and I option for the F2 package, so basically get amplified. You get all amplified cockpit speakers. You get amplified wet sounds Rev 8s, and cup holders on here. You get a ton of stainless steel cup holders. I think there's like 17. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 2 on the swim deck. So a lot of cup holders, pretty much anywhere you need. Yeah. So the front cup holders. The only thing nitpick I kind of hate is when you get the filler cushion in, which lays right here. When you get the filler cushion in, you basically don't get to use those 2 cup holders, which we don't really have a lot of people sit in the bow. But it would be nice if they changed this up so that not that you get into this area too much, but maybe put a cup holder there, put a cup holder there, or just something different, you know, to kind of allow you to have a cup holder if you get the filler cushion in. The Moomba Max has a ton of storage. So, I mean, every compartment, every cushion that lifts up, there's storage under there. You get storage all under here, and this is usually where we keep our cooler. There's the sub, back of the sub and everything. But let me see here. Yeah, so you got some ballast hoses and stuff right here, and throttle cables and things like that kind of running through, but I think that's throttle cable. I don't know what that big thing is. I need to take that fender out. We stayed at a place not too long ago, and I took all my extra fenders just in case I needed it. But yeah, like I said, I keep my cooler in here, which is nice because all you got to do to access your cooler is just lift open the door here. You got plenty of storage under here. We keep our summer day bag there, where all of our snacks and towels and all that good stuff goes inside of there. See, like I said, wet sounds up there again. So let's talk about some of the changes that they've made for 2021. Some of them I really like, and some of them I don't. So the big thing is, let me focus. The big thing is this year, all the Helm is completely redesigned. This is slightly redesigned for 2021. And so 2019 they added the C deck and stuff up, or the gator step, not C deck, same thing pretty much, on top of these Helm areas and stuff like that. You have a nice little pocket for the 2018, 2019, 2020s, but for the 2021 they've redesigned this a little bit. So now it's just like one big panel, which I don't like because I use this all the time. So when I get home, I realized that my camera had shut off a lot of the footage that I was talking about with the Helm updates. Essentially, the radio is now moved over from the left side of the driver's helm over to the right hand side. These switches for your ballast, lights, auxiliary, everything has now been moved over from the right hand side and kind of stacked on the left hand side. At first I thought it was just, basically just kind of repositioning things, but actually it's an entirely new, like this gel coat and everything that's right down here, this fiberglass is not there. Well, it's not exposed. It's completely different now, fully encapsulated like a plastic dash kind of look. They've also added like a little pocket up here, and I think this is still the same, this main little pocket up here. I think they still also have gator step up here. The main difference is for 2021 is you can now have a 7-inch screen option, which let me tell you, I really wish I did have, because I've got auto wake. You also have two other screens, so it's 3 screens you have to kind of toggle between this little 4.3-inch screen, which is not bad. It's like nice resolution and everything. It's kind of easy to read, but the numbers and everything, the amount of data that you can get on there is fairly limited. So having a larger screen, be able to have more data at a glance without having to flip between screens would be really nice, especially for like when my wife drives and everything. I'm trying to tell her like, what is the wake plate at? What is the depth at? What is this? What is that? And she doesn't know where I ought to look at it and everything. So it would just be nicer if I've always wished I had the 7-inch screen. Plus, it just the user interface and everything. The I guess the GUI looks really nice on it. One thing I don't like though about the 2021s is if you don't option for the 7-inch screen, and you do just get the 4.3-inch screen again, they've kind of like, because the 7-inch screen has to have, you'll see on here it gets like a larger gauge pod, pocket, helm, whatever you want to call this little notch off to the side, this offset dash, because it has to also accept a larger screen, a 7-inch screen. They've kind of like made this big plastic ribs off to the left and the right side, and just kind of looks, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. Obviously, if I was building a new boat today, it wouldn't even be a question. I'd be getting the 7-inch screen. It's like I said, it's a $1,000 option, but I would gladly pay the $1,000 and just to get the nicer screen. I think it just looks so much nicer. And but anyways, not a huge fan of the 2021s with the 4.3-inch screen. The way that they've got these huge chunks off to the left side, at least with the 2018 to 2020s, it's a bit more less in your face, I guess, if you will, to saying, hey, why do they have these huge plastic pods around the dash? Well, because obviously we're not getting a 7-inch screen for our year, but
But yeah, essentially, if you've ever seen a Mackay, this is essentially the new dash that you get with a Moomba Max. Like I said, you also get a phone charger that's up on top of here, just like the Mackay has. And this is kind of like, I'm zooming in on this pixelated image right now, but you can see all the gauges and everything has now been stacked over here. This is where I was talking about, where all the fiberglass is not exposed anymore. It's now like fully encapsulated by this plastic, which, I mean, if you like plastic, I guess that's okay. Like I said, here's the radio over here. Key is still off on this side, and but there is the big 7-inch screen. And normally, if there was a 4.3-inch screen, you can imagine it'd just be on this little bitty area right here. Just imagine, like, just in this area right here. So then you have all this big empty space, and they had to fill it in somehow. And so they chose to like kind of break up the geometry by adding these big blocks. And you'll see on some of the dealer footage out there that it's just, I don't know. I think they could have done a little bit better execution on that. Obviously, the visibility is still pretty good, but with it being a larger screen, it is a little bit more intrusive than, say, the lower pod, if you will. Also, like I was talking about on the other side, they've kind of added the C deck on top of this area right here, and they've added a pad here. But yeah, my footage shut off on here, and so I just wanted to kind of bring that up now that I got home.